We been in the gym. Yeah, we been in the gym. Focused on the win. What you say, boy? Come again. Hey, please come again. I like we ain't poppin'. Hey, who gon' stop us now?
Ladies
Who gon' stop us now?
and gentlemen,
Who gon' stop us now?
tonight we bring to you tonight's main event. Welcome to Debate Fuel. I am your announcer, your host, your analyst, Dwayne Dickey, and I am here to announce today's challengers for the World Heavyweight Debate Championship of the World. In the blue corner, we have the Eagle Fly, Celtic Love It, Anti-Cowboy Hated, the one, the only, Green Machine, Derrick Myers.
What's going on, bro?
Derrick Myers, how you doing? Talk to the people. How you feeling?
Hey, man, I'm really good, especially when I get to slander the Cowboys today. I'm really good. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it, man.
I hear that. That sounds like a plan. Well,
Yes, sir.
we got another person that probably might just do the same thing that you're going to do because, well, they're in the same conference. So, you know, it's only fair to slander them too, right? So,
He should agree.
with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, in the red corner, coming out, ready, swinging and blazing, you already know. It is your resident LSU repping New Orleans Saints black and gold sparing. You already know what time it is. Any team that LeBron James is on, I am champion with. And also your neighborhood resident Pelican, who is the Zion Williamson spokesman of the hour. My man, the one, the only, Ric Sincere.
What's really good, people? How y'all doing? I'm just happy to be in the building today. Look, peep game, y'all know what it is, man. Last time I was on, I won this. The time after that, I won this. And I can't
Hold on,
wait.
are those your fantasy football trophies?
I can't.
Ooh.
They are not. They are not. But I can't wait for what I'm gonna win today. It's gonna be incredible. I'm excited about what's popping off, man. I will show y'all one of my fantasy football trophies at some point during the episode.
We definitely need to actually get into fantasy football pretty soon. If we have a season, I mean, I think you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I think if we have a season, Ric Sincere don't want to see me this year.
Ooh, that sounds like a challenge. Get on to my challengers. Uh-oh.
I didn't want to do it.
Well,
trophy
I'm pretty
trophy.
sure I'm probably gonna have a
wanna do
ring. I'm gonna have a ring to go with my Super Bowl ring over here this year, and then actually I also have a fantasy basketball ring now because the season's been canceled. I have my first one with Trackstar Sports. No, it's my second one. It should be my second one. So, you know.
That one, that asterisk.
There's no asterisk. No, you know what? Because
They need to have one, man.
if you're gonna call that an asterisk, then if we have an NBA season this year, that should be an asterisk too, right?
No, not the same thing.
So let's hypothetically say, just for argument's sake, that the Lakers were winning the championship this year. That means they would have an asterisk next to their championship, then, right?
They shouldn't, because think about this. If they canceled the season right now and they just gave the championship to the person or to the team that had like the highest record or that was the highest record overall, that would count as an asterisk, right? Because they didn't earn that championship. But these guys are going in the bubble. and they're going to fight in the bubble to see who comes out of the bubble with the title. In that case, it should not there should not be an asterisk there, right? There could be one if you just want to say, hey, this was a difficult season. But outside of that, right? Like there's nothing to that. Like I'm telling you straight up, if they fight for it and they win, if I fight for it and I win it, I earned it, right? No asterisk.
So did I win my title this year then? Did I earn that? How did I not earn that when I demolished everyone? I think I only lost 2 times, and that's because I forgot to set up a lineup. Y'all couldn't do anything to me this year.
Listen. You understand, just like most people do, that most people really get going in fantasy towards the end of the season or around.
I started from the jump. There was no midway.
Really nice.
I got it from the jump.
Good.
And the only reason why I got stopped is because it's COVID.
Hey,
COVID was the only thing that could stop me this year.
No. COVID is the only thing that helped you this year.
No.
Yes,
you
it
weren't
did.
doing anything.
Yes, it did.
Nah.
Are you serious? I was at least
you were beating the guys lower than me. You couldn't beat me though.
Look, I was 3rd place in every league except for one. I think I was 4th in, right? So and look, peep game.
Yeah, okay.
Peep game. Look, in every single league, I do this every year, right? Like I remember one year I was in very last place. We were in it was a 10-team league. I was last place. Everybody had stuff to say and everybody's talking, yada 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 yada. Before you know it, I win the championship.
That's because you screwed Ryan over. You screwed Ryan over like someone else.
These allegations are nonsensical. I was actually on the phone. I was actually on the phone with you when you screwed me over on a phenomenal deal.
Listen, I didn't screw you over.
Yeah, you did. And you know it. Look,
how did I screw you over? What was the trade?
Look, we were talking. I forgot the actual trade, but I know we and you were talking. It was a big trade. I think it was involving Tyreek Hill and Odell Beckham or something like that, right?
That's right. Yeah.
So me and you were on the phone. I was getting ready to release my album, so I had to go into my practice, right? So I was like, yo, Derrick, don't do nothing, right? I hit you right back. I'm the commissioner now. Next thing you know, while in my practice, in the middle of my practice, I get bing. I gotta go and approve a trade between you and Brendan. Between you and Brendan, right? I have to approve a trade between y'all two when I was on the phone with both of y'all before y'all screwed me out of the deal, right? And just traded with each other. Now, when I beat y'all that year, I made sure everybody knew about it. And the season didn't just cut off randomly in the middle and then declare me the winner.
Yes. Listen, I recognize that I made a mistake in football. I made a mistake. I've made a few mistakes in fantasy football. But fantasy basketball, you weren't doing anything to me.
That's hey, bro, I'm telling you.
You weren't doing anything. And especially this year, you weren't doing anything.
The moves I was making.
You went as far as LeBron's hairline did. That's how far you went.
I was in 3rd place as we ended the season, bro. Like, you understand how this goes. Now, look, peep game. Here's the question, right? How many times in the NBA season does a team that finishes number 1 in the conference win the championship?
Not very much, but I'm among the few.
So what makes you think you were going to?
I'm among the few. I've done it in fantasy football, a different league. I stayed number 1 the entire season and won a championship. And that was in a league where someone was a Trump supporter, big Trump supporter. So I was really, I had to dig in, and I think that was the same. That was the same season that trade you were talking about. That was that same season. So it was what it was. I won that one, just didn't win this one with you. I think I was in the playoffs. I lost in second round, something like that.
In any league that me and you have been in together, you have never started off the season in first place and ended in first place.
Never have, but I did this year.
You did not. COVID did that.
COVID, listen, COVID was the only thing that could stop me, baby. I was too hot.
No, COVID helped you. You were going to burn out.
No, I was never going to burn out. I was never going to burn out.
Did you see the plan? Did you see what I had in place? I was waiting until my guys came back from injury. Did you see the plan I had in place? Go back and look at
the highest you could go was second place.
Yo, go back and look. Go back and look. You know why I would beat you? Go back and look at my roster. Go back and look at my roster. You know what? I'm gonna give you this one. Go ahead, Dwayne. Go ahead, Dwayne. Go ahead, Dwayne Dickey. Let's get the people what they want.
It's safe to say that the real champion, man, of this year's fantasy leagues,
it's COVID-19.
COVID-19. or if you really want to go there, we can just say it's the illustrious, undefeated, reigning and defending Vacant, because Vacant never loses all.
Vacant never loses, but I guarantee next NBA season, I'm winning that one too.
Okay.
We got it on wax. So
we'll see. I'm telling you, man, I'm on something different. I don't lose in the end of the season. That's just not what it is. Even when I was in school, at the midway point, I might have a D. I still get an A in the class.
Yeah, that's where I was never able to do that.
They say, take this progress report home to your mama. I said, Mommy, look, I got an F right now, but don't you worry, Mom. It's only the midway point. Watch what I do from here.
Watch what we do from here, baby. Well, speaking of fantasies and fantasy sports, let's go into a form of fantasy in the fact of some ratings that were recently released.
Yeah.
In a fantasy world of fantasy video games by the name of Madden.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the oh so popular and oh so legendary, long-lasting, still ongoing franchise known as Madden, EA Sports' Madden has officially released their ratings for every position, their top 10 ratings of every position. Offensive end, defensive end. Fellas, my guys here are ready to let you guys know what they got wrong and what they got right, especially the ones that they got wrong. So, fellas, tell the people what they did wrong and what they did right. What are your thoughts on these ratings?
Yo, D Myers, man. I know we're about to get into this situation with these Madden entanglements, and we're gonna untangle some of this nonsense. But yo, let's do question wise. What positions you want to knock out, man? We can knock out. I know we got to hit quarterback.
We have to hit quarterback first.
Got to hit quarterback, and we got to hit tight end. Because some atrocities have occurred, so we have to do that.
Yes.
Are you thinking running back, wide receiver, and those four positions be it?
I think so.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's knock it out. I'm ready to rock, man. We'll start off with quarterbacks, bro. What stood out to you?
So I'm just gonna come out and say it, man. Please tell me how Dak Prescott and Carson Wentz are both 84.
Well,
please tell me how Carson Wentz is pictured below Dak Prescott.
Well, actually, on my picture, he's one above.
In what Madden released, their official one is pictured below Dak Prescott.
I'm on their website and
I see that one. Yeah,
he's pictured above, even though 84 and 84 is 9. It's equivalent.
No, it's not.
So,
not always the same. But
look,
please, let's go through it.
Okay. Let's break down the rating. So as we look at it, we see throwing power. Carson Wentz is 90. Dak Prescott is 89. Right.
Mm-hmm.
If we look at, let's see, what else will they give us here?
Dak is an 83 in speed, and Carson is an 81. Do you seriously believe that Dak is faster than Carson Wentz in the pocket? Can you see that?
I know he's faster. And every other thing, bro, they're like split. They're really split. Short accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
They 91 for Dak Prescott, 87 for Carson Wentz. If we look at mid-range accuracy, 84 for Dak Prescott, 87 for Carson Wentz. Deep accuracy, I think 86 for Carson Wentz. Deep accuracy, 86 for Carson Wentz, 84 for Carson Wentz. 84 for Dak Prescott. Where we have a real big issue when we look at these two is injury, right? And that's kind of where things, where we have this big issue with you, and I know you were upset about it. And we could talk about it. I think that's something we should jump into. 84 for Carson Wentz, 84 rating. And you know how that is with Madden, right? If you don't have 98, 99,
you're done.
He can be out mid-game.
Yeah, he'll be done.
Big game.
Yeah.
So you got an 4 rating for him, Dak Prescott, guess what that number is? 95. So it's a 95 for Dak Prescott, bro. So since that's the case, defend your boy. Like, he got an 84 in injury. And look, you know what? If I'm at Madden and I'm, customizing these players, I give them 84 too. So if that's the case, I mean, look, honestly, that's what I'm saying over the course of the last few years. Tell me why I'm wrong.
Carson Wentz, and I hate that I have to continue to say this because it seems like people don't truly understand what's actually happened. He's missed 8 games in his career. 8 games in 4 years due to injury. Okay? That's not a lot. Now, I know.
Are you counting only regular season games?
Listen.
Not a playoff. Not a Super Bowl.
Listen, no, the playoff game, and you keep bringing that up. The playoff game that he was speared in the back of the head that made him lose the opportunity to play the rest of the game was because Jadeveon Clowney, he targeted the back of his helmet. That wasn't his fault though. That wasn't a soft body issue. That was literally just a spear. So I mean, you still count that, but bro, people play Carson Wentz way too much, man. I understand he didn't play the Super Bowl. I get that. All right, we still won a Super Bowl, right? You know why we won a Super Bowl? Because Carson Wentz led us to home field advantage. We would not have had. Listen.
That's not how I remember that.
That's not how you remember that? That's not how you remember that? We had a 13-3 record that season.
Yeah, I remember that part.
Who's
that guy?
Let me ask you a question.
To the Super Bowl and then won it.
Let me ask you a question. Nick Foles, the Super Bowl MVP. You tell me this.
But it wasn't.
Would we still have had that record that season with Nick Foles at quarterback instead of Carson Wentz?
I'll give you my honest opinion. I don't know. But what I do know is that when it mattered, Carson Wentz was gone. No, real talk. Honest opinion, though, I think Carson Wentz had a MVP type season that season.
Most definitely did. Still should have won it.
Incredible. He looked incredible, right? But can I be honest with you about these ratings and his rating disparities between him and Dak Prescott?
What's up?
Because there are huge disparities when we start talking stat lines from last year.
Okay.
They are, right? And so if you look at Carson Wentz, you see Carson Wentz, he throws 4,039 yards, right? 4,039 yards last year.
With not one receiver going over getting up to 500.
Hey, that's his fault.
It's not his fault.
Dak Prescott, he was distributing the ball. Okay, we got Dak Prescott, right, at 4,902 yards, right? That's almost 900 yards difference there. We look at completion percentage, 65.1% for Dak Prescott. Not super different between him and Carson Wentz, but Carson Wentz is on the lower end of that, whereas 63.9. Right, in comparison to 65.1. They both played 16 games.
Yes.
Like, they both played 16 games last year.
Yes.
But you had higher completion percentage for Dak Prescott. And I know you hate Dak, and I understand that a lot.
I don't hate Dak. I hate Dallas. I don't hate Dak. But let me say this. I think those stats are inflated for Dak, especially for last year. I believe those are inflated. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay. Anytime they went up against a team that was a playoff team, a team that was 500 or better, they lost. He
still threw for a lot of yards and completed them.
He did against horrible defenses. When it came to and that was beginning of the season, they went on this magnificent run because they had a cupcake schedule at the beginning of the season. And
they did. They started off real nice and real hot.
Everyone said, "Oh, Super Bowl champions! Oh my God, they're definitely winning the division," which they didn't. I'm sorry. Like the stats that I see for Dak Prescott, while they are, bro, it happens every time with you. I don't understand like why that always happens with you. But okay, his stats,
No clue why that happened.
His stats are inflated because of the fact that he went up against horrible teams in the beginning of the season and went crazy. But whenever a team was a legit team, he couldn't do anything. He couldn't do anything. So I'm not saying Dak Prescott is a horrible quarterback, but
you said this in the past.
I didn't say he was a horrible quarterback. No. But I do feel bad for CeeDee Lamb. I do feel bad for him.
I wouldn't feel bad for CeeDee Lamb.
I feel bad for him because he's gonna do all that juking and jiving and then not get anything.
That's not true. If you look at we looked at Amari Cooper, right? Like we talked about Amari Cooper, and we said even when Amari Cooper was with Derek Carr, we saw nothing from Amari Cooper in that second year. I think it was second or third year for him, right? And we saw nothing from him. He goes same year. He goes over to Dallas, blows up. Become one of the best receivers in the league. Yeah. Worthy of a big contract, right? Yes. So to say that a wide receiver who gets separation will not be rewarded by Dak Prescott, I have no precedence for that.
Listen, I'm not saying he's not going to do anything. But new system, no time to get acclimated to that system. I don't see them doing anything big this year. I really don't. But Carson Wentz's overall at an 84 is laughable. That's laughable. That dude should be sitting at an 87.
Hey, you said Dak does nothing against teams, right? Like
last season he did not do anything against teams that were playoff teams or 500 and above.
I got numbers that say something different, and I got one game in particular that'll be of interest to you if you want to know.
I know we lost against them beginning of the season, but that we were below at 500.
No,
what's up?
No, not saying that.
I know you're gonna bring it up, so that's why I'm saying it. I know you. Right, you're going to bring that up. No, yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Why would I do that?
Yes, you are. Because it's fun to you. It's hilarious.
No, it's not. I wouldn't do that to you. I thought we were better than that, bro. Like we've gotten past all that stuff.
We are, but we're both still petty. So go ahead.
I wasn't even gonna bring that up, man. I'm bringing up a team better than your team, Green Bay. So no.
Oh, get out of here, man.
Look, against Green Bay, right? Against Green Bay, he goes for 27, right? 27 out of 44 for 463 yards that day. Now they did lose that game, right? Mm-hmm. They lost that game. But if you look at Dak Prescott, Dak had a pretty decent day.
27 out of 44.
Not bad. He got picked off 3 times. But he
got picked off 3 times.
He still threw a lot of yards.
Please. That doesn't happen to Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz doesn't get picked off 3 times. Carson Wentz doesn't get picked off 3 times. I'm not saying he doesn't get picked off, but he doesn't get picked off 3 times like that.
He still threw for 463.
Yes. I listen.
You said he does nothing against teams, and Green Bay has a phenomenal secondary. Like they have a phenomenal secondary.
They do.
But you can't say he can't do anything against those teams. It's not the case. It's just not the case.
Picked off 3 times and going 27 for 44 makes him a great quarterback.
Not calling him a great quarterback.
Does that mean
that good quarterback?
Is that worthy of even the franchise tag he's getting?
It is worthy of that 84 that he's getting on Madden, along with your.
That's not worthy of that 84, bro.
That's what we're talking about.
I'm sorry. Okay, let me rephrase. Dak is properly rated. Carson is not.
Carson is, though.
Carson is not. He's not. The things that man has done in the pocket, I'm sorry, man. And you know what? I'm going to be completely honest. I think Madden 21 is probably the most I've seen athletes complain about ratings. I can't, because I was really trying to, why?
Because they got nothing else to do. Like, right now, they would be in training camp, bro. Like, right now, everybody would be in
But they would still know what their ratings are.
No, but they wouldn't be complaining about it. It's
Yes,
July
they would.
19th.
Yes,
They'd
they
be
would.
working on it. They wouldn't be complaining like
Yes,
this.
they'd be pissed. When was the last time
They would be in training camp right now. They wouldn't be sitting at the crib be like, look, complaining like this.
And reporters ask them about their Madden ratings.
But they're at training camp. So they're
and you're not
focused
telling
the
me
next
that
season.
you're not going to sit here and tell me that Kyler Murray wouldn't have said what he said on First Take if he was in training camp.
I have no clue what Kyler Murray would or wouldn't say. He's so young.
He's
and
sitting at a
very,
77.
Very different. He should be a 77 based on what I saw last year. Loved his athleticism, but I mean, there were times when I was like, "Yo, this kid's good. He's close, but he ain't quite there. He's not an 80 yet on Madden. He's not an 80
Bro,
yet."
so Cam Newton is a 78. Come on now.
Now that is egregious. That is egregious.
You're gonna sit here and tell me that Cam Newton is just 1 point overall than Kyler Murray?
No, he's not. Now look,
come on.
I didn't know you would bring this up right before I did.
Well, let's. Speaking of which, gentlemen, because we do have to so much to cover, and so
okay.
While we're on this particular subject, let's just talk about the ratings in general. With as we've been breaking them down by position, let's just talk about overrated and underrated, and maybe just perfectly rated. First, I want to start with. Let's just go to the highest overall rating of 99. And on this entire game, only 5 players are rated at 99 overall. We have Aaron Donald, Christian McCaffrey, Michael Thomas, which makes Rick over here happy, Patrick Mahomes, and Stephon Gilmore. So those are your top 5.
Yeah.
Who were rated 99 overall. So, fellas, first off, are those deserving? And then we'll go off into who has the lowest ratings, which more than likely will be second, third string, fourth string players. So we'll just talk and let you guys choose on what you've seen that stood out, such as a Cam Newton at a 78. What ratings do you guys feel were overrated as far as the 99s are concerned, or maybe they were perfectly rated, or which ones do you feel were egregious that were like that of a Cam Newton?
I'm going to be I think the only guy here, so you said Aaron Donald, Patrick Mahomes, Michael Thomas, Stephon Gilmore, right? Who's that last one?
Christian McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey. Now, I'll say this, right? Of all the guys who I see that's subject to possibly being critiqued here would be the cornerback in Stephon Gilmore. Right. I didn't personally see, but I've heard this. I want to go back and verify this. It's Terry McLaurin, him covering Terry McLaurin and him having somewhat of a tough time with that. Right. Mm-hmm. But looking at Stephon Gilmore, I know for the most part, he's been one of those standout cornerbacks. He was a standout cornerback when he was with Buffalo. He's a standout cornerback, period. I like the guy. I think he's phenomenal. I don't know if 99 is where I put him, because I think 99 at that point feels like Jalen Ramsey a couple of years ago, where whenever you go up against him, you feel that intimidation. Like, you feel that I can't break free from the situation. And Stephon Gilmore, I feel that a little bit. I don't know if I always feel that with Stephon Gilmore, even though he's a phenomenal cornerback. So I feel like he's more 97, 98 than full 99.
I'd say the same thing about Michael Thomas.
Okay, we can talk about that in a second. But I look at Aaron Donald, and I have no question about that 99. You feel what I'm saying? I watched this man destroy individuals. If you've seen this dude for real, he looks like the light-skinned version of Thor, right? The black light-skinned version of a Thor, right? This dude is incredibly big, right? And violent when he's ready to be. Does that make sense? The way he destroyed, okay, peep game. And I normally judge players by the fear I have when my team faces them. Yeah. And that's kind of where I come from at, right? So when I go, right, everybody, I think a lot of people do that. When I go up against an Aaron Donald, I fear for my offensive line. I know he goes up against Aaron Pete. They always put him right above Aaron Pete. And when I saw him against Aaron Pete, I knew Drew was going to get hurt that day. I thought he might die, but I was like, I know for a fact he's getting hurt today. Dead serious. It was second game of the season, right? I'm watching Aaron Donald destroy him before he's destroying Andres Pete. And I'm like, God, please either get him out the game or do something with Drew or put in Taysom Hill because this is not going to end well, right? Man, Aaron was back there in a flash every single time. And I knew he would hurt him before the end of the game, and he did, just like I thought, right? It was just a thumb. It could have been a lot worse than that because of the way he was manhandling this dude. No problem with him. Pat Mahomes, that explains it itself. Phenomenal.
Yes.
Nothing to say about that. Michael Thomas, phenomenal, right?
Yes.
I don't always like his speed, but what he does at his speed makes him one of the best wide receivers I've ever seen, like straight up. Like what he does at his speed, he's not like one of those guys who like a Tyreek Hill, who you're just simply scared of. But when we got Michael Thomas, I finally understood the difference between a number 1 and a number 2 receiver. We had Brandon Cooks before, right? I love Brandon Cooks. But when Michael Thomas came in, it made me understand that there's another level of receiver, right? There's a guy who dictates the way the defense has to play him and cover him. There's a guy who beats matchups, right? And that guy is a consistent, and people will knock him for a few things. Over usage of the slant route, right? Because people think he does that a lot, right? And people think that he's over-targeted.
Yes.
And that's another thing that people have problems with. But can I tell you something? Who else is out here running, 4.6 in the 40, right? Who else is doing that, right? And who's still almost uncoverable?
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
That makes him a 99 in my book, bro. And who's the last guy? The last guy,
Christian McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey. Oh, Christian McCaffrey. Oh my God, yo. All I need to do to justify his 99 is say one thing or 2 words: fantasy 99.
Yeah. Now, if you have Christian McCaffrey on your fantasy team, that's pretty much it.
That's a gift from God.
That's one of those guys when you're in your matchup and you see your opponent has Christian McCaffrey, you're afraid. Yeah, you're afraid.
You simply don't know what he's gonna do, especially if they got elevators. Like, in our leagues, we always have those elevators where you hit a certain mark, right? Then the point total goes up by like 5 whole points or 10 whole points.
And don't let him go against a cupcake defense. That is it. And then you handcuff Christian McCaffrey with a stupid quarterback, you end up getting stupid scores just off those 2 positions alone. Not alone, you're looking at your running backs or receivers. It is. I love that. I won my championship 2 years ago because of him.
Yeah, he's
most definitely.
Not to mention PPRs. Different. PPR, another, every catch he gets is just automatic.
Now, I wouldn't say that I actually have a problem with any of the 99s overall. I mean, I probably, just based off of what I've seen, I probably would have put Michael Thomas at 98, but that's not taking anything away from him. I probably would have done that, but
that's taking the whole point away from it. Where is this hate coming from, brother? Where is this coming from?
I'm not saying he doesn't deserve 99. I'm not saying that.
You just said you'll take a whole point from my man.
No, I'm saying if there was something I were to say I would have changed, that might have just been it. But I don't have an issue.
Justify that point takeaway. Let's say I'm
sheer pettiness. Sheer pettiness.
Thank you.
It's sheer pettiness. I gotta get you back.
I wanted.
I gotta get you back for the Carson Wentz thing. That's all. But I do have this one thing to say. So one person I don't think deserves, 2 people I don't think deserve the rating they have at all in Madden. JJ Watt and Rob Gronkowski. Why is JJ Watt a 98? Please tell me why Madden's people or evaluators are living off of 3 years ago. 98? That's not 98, bro. He ain't done anything 98 overall-ish in the last 3 years. I'm sorry. And Gronk, the last time we saw Gronk, he was a shell of himself. He took a year off. because he retired. So you're gonna sit here and tell me that he deserves, what did he get? He got a 95. He's a top 3 tight end right now.
Can I say something?
What's up?
This is gonna hurt my This might hurt our Madden sponsorship in the future.
I don't think we can say anything worse than a lot of these other NFL players have said. So I think we're good.
Cool beans. These Madden ratings are racist in my opinion. Yo, how do you give a dude who's been on TV a 90-something, 95 for Gronk? What are you doing? He just came back. Yo, he could look, even in that commercial with Tom Brady, he was running with a limp a little bit. Like
he looks slow.
Look, I honestly think he's going to do well this season. Like, don't get me wrong. I honestly think he'll do well. But bring my man back with a 90. Don't bring him back with a 95.
Bro.
How disrespectful to every active player is that? Does that make sense? That's like having a top 100, NFL rated top 100, and putting him at number 2, right? And having like clips from 3 years ago, people saying why they justify that rating. That's ridiculous. Yeah. It's mind-boggling how you mentioned J.J. Watt, right? J.J. Watt, I love J.J. Watt. He's a scary individual when he's healthy.
Yes.
But my man's health rate in Cam Newton about what and what.
Bro,
you bring Cam back with a 78.
It makes no sense.
Disrespectful 78
makes no sense. I don't know, and this is not my bias, but Zach Ertz should be at 3 and Gronk at 5. You have George Kittle at 98, Travis Kelce at 97, which I'm not mad at those two. That's cool. But Zach Ertz should be sitting at 91, 92, and Gronk should be sitting at like I'd say 89. He shouldn't even be in the 90s. You remember what he looked like when he was in the Super Bowl against the Rams? He looked pathetic. And he almost retired when we faced off that year. He almost when we faced off with them, the Patriots. I think he was about to retire, or there was talks of him retiring in that season.
That last year, I want to say the entire time, he felt like that.
He looked horrible the entire year.
Like that.
You knew watching every game, this is going to be his last year. He's retiring this year because he looks trash.
They rightfully have his injury rating at 83.
Okay, not mad at it.
So they rightfully have his rating for injury rating at 83. So he could be one of those players that that suffers that same fate where they're basically saying, hey, look, when he's playing and healthy, right, he's a 98, right? Mm-hmm. But if he does something too phenomenal or just midway through the game, you could lose him.
Yes.
Does that make sense? Or midway through your season, if you're playing franchise, you could lose him.
Yes.
And it's likely that you will because he's coming in with an 83. I will give you that, right? My question is, on the flip side, where's that love for Cam? I mean, at least 80 love. That's my problem.
Bro, Cam should be sitting. Look, I'm gonna be completely honest. When healthy, you can't tell me that Cam easily doesn't knock Dak Prescott out of the top 10. When healthy.
Dak Prescott was in the conversation a little bit for MVP, right?
This season. For
the first few weeks.
Yeah, first few weeks. Yeah.
Cam Newton carried an entire team. He basically did what you wanted Wentz to do last year.
Mm-hmm. No, what Wentz did actually do, except he just didn't get into the playoffs deep. But being able to carry.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I mean, actually put a team on your back and carry them into the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Not into the playoffs, but into the Super Bowl, which is what Cam Newton did when fully healthy. Now we are living in the past a little bit, right? So we blame Madden for living in the past a little bit. We are too living in the past a little bit, living in that Cam, living in Dab Cam. We are living in those times.
Well, I'm saying like when he's healthy,
we haven't seen that Cam.
We haven't seen that Cam in what 2 years.
All right. You know what, man? I'm sorry, man. I do take a little bit of my thing back. Maybe I'm not racist. I wouldn't say that. I don't want to say that, right? Because I got to take that back a little bit, right? I did throw down.
You're gonna
You
have
threw
them
it out
say-
real fast.
You're gonna have them say, you're gonna be like, how dare he say when we just put Lamar Jackson on our cover? How dare he call us that?
Hey, look. Don't tell me that. That's business. That's a business decision. Don't tell me that. That's a business decision. I'm not trying to hear that from EA Sports. What I'm saying is, don't bring Gronk back with a 95. Whatever. That's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
And everybody knows it.
And
So
if you're able to give Gronk a 95, Cam should
give Cam an 80.
Be at 80, 83. He's
Yeah.
easily. But I'm just saying, even with the last things we have seen from Cam, he wasn't. I get why he wasn't the same Cam that we're used to when we last saw him on the field. He was injured. I get it. I'm not taking anything away from him. But you're not going to sit here and tell me that even the Cam that we saw last time on the field is a 70? What is it, 78? That Cam was a 78?
78 they give Cam, bro.
I don't know. I don't know even if the injured Cam I'll give 78.
While Christian McCaffrey got a 99, so let's keep that in mind.
People. Yeah.
And like I said, Christian McCaffrey is deserving of his 99, but also remember, a lot of that success also comes with Cam Newton behind quarterback too. So that being said, let's transition then. So now that we've got in the air of who we felt got robbed and who we felt deserved what their ratings were, let's talk about your teams, gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go New Orleans Saints and let's go Philadelphia Eagles. Gentlemen, based off the ratings of your fellow teams, what did Madden get right and what did Madden get wrong? Minus Carson Wentz, because we already know how that one goes.
So let's look at this here, right? I want to talk about I can tell you one thing they got wrong off the bat. I don't want to dive too deeply into it. But Alvin Kamara.
Yes.
I know Alvin Kamara is rated at a 88.
Yes.
And with Alvin Kamara being rated at an 88, in my mind, I think that's more so because of the injury from last year, right? And you know what? No, I don't want to go back to the racist thing, but I must. I don't want to do it. I want to do it. Let me stop. But,
Go ahead.
But if we're judging Alvin Kamara based on a semi-down year, right? We mentioned a semi-down year for him based on the injury, and also based on the fact that, you know, when he was thrust into that number one role, right? He didn't really he shined. Like, he had a pretty decent season, always catching at least 80 balls, I believe. But if you look at Alvin Kamara, he had somewhat of a down year because he was dealing with injuries the whole year, right? You knock him to an 88, right?
Yeah.
But not Watt. You don't knock Watt. You don't knock Watt. You don't knock Gronk. That's ridiculous, yo. Who's in those rooms anyway? So, and they, you know what they'll probably say? You know what? You make the game next year. And when you make the game, I want you to get every single player correct. And I'll be like, you know what, man? Like, y'all tell me the system, and I mean, maybe
I think we could do a lot better than Madden with rating players. To be completely honest,
these ratings are ridiculous. You know what? We'll make players more happy, I think.
Yeah, we would.
At least, yeah, you know what I'm saying. But as we look at Alvin Kamara, I think they got him wrong. That's my guy. I think they got him wrong. I think Michael Thomas is graded correctly. Cameron Jordan is a 96. Below JJ Watt. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, and
I wouldn't have done that one.
My problem with that is that Cam's been producing and healthy for the last few years.
Yeah.
Right? JJ's been injured. Oh, anyway, so we'll look at Teron Armstead. You know what though? dang, every time I say something mean about Madden, I gotta come back and say something nice.
It's
And
frustrating.
yeah, it is frustrating. It is frustrating. People are gonna be like, "Yo, you threw that race car down way too quick."
You threw it pretty fast.
I threw it pretty fast.
It's pretty quick.
But I can't be mad at you though.
Let me get that race car back. I'm gonna
not
hold it in
mad
my
at you.
pocket. I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna hold it.
You can't take it back, brother. You can't take it back.
I'm taking
It's
my race
out
car
there.
back. Let me get that race car back. Because when you look at Teron Armstead, and his rating, right?
Mhm.
He's another one. And when healthy, he's one of the absolute best left tackles in the game. Right? I don't know if y'all remember Teron Armstead. He is one of those guys who blew up the 40 when he was in the draft, right? New Orleans picked him up. I think that year in the third round, they made the investment in him. He has paid off nicely. But while he's one of the most agile, one of the quickest, fastest, guys in the game, even when you look at his speed, my guy's speed is at 80. He's an offensive tackle. His speed is 80, right? That's in comparison with freaking Patrick Mahomes. You feel me?
Right,
He's at that level. So you look at a Teron Armstead, and he's given a 95. When over the course of the last few years, he is a Pro Bowl guy, right? But over the course of the last few years, he's been often injured, and we've lost him a lot. You feel me? But they still showed him love. So nothing to say there. Last guy I'm gonna talk about right now. Well, actually, two guys. Drew Brees, a 93. I understand. And I'm not gonna trip. And honestly, bro, I'm gonna tell you what gives me why I understand it. Okay, if you ever played Madden with Drew Brees as a starting quarterback,
yeah,
awfully frustrating.
Because for some reason, I don't know why, but I expect him to run a little faster.
It's not. Look,
I expect him to run a little faster out the pocket. I don't know why. It's not like he's not like some bullet out the backfield, but I expect him to run out the pocket just a little bit faster than he does in the game.
Let me tell you where that thing really hits you in the gut. His throwing power is 83. And I don't know if you know what that feels like when you're actually playing Madden.
Yeah.
But it means that unless your guy's wide open downfield, that ball's gonna float. And I've thrown more picks with Drew Brees as my starting quarterback than with anybody else behind center on Madden. I'm just saying, I know he's strategic, he's phenomenal, he's accurate as life. You
Very
feel me?
accurate.
But that 83 will hit you in the gut.
Yeah.
And you will feel it when you see a guy wide open, he's going down the field, and you think you got him, so you put that joint in the air, that 83 gonna hit you right then, and it's getting picked off and sent back to the house.
Just floating.
That was ridiculous to me. And a last guy I think that they did get right, Demario Davis. Demario Davis is like a cornerstone of our defense at 89. I think that's good. I think he deserves that 90 though, right? But even the league snubs him a little bit. That guy is a phenomenal linebacker. 89. 89, a little bit above that is appropriate. I'll bump it up when I get my copy of Madden.
I think everyone's gonna bump someone up. All right, so I'm gonna just talk about the top 10 that I have with Philly and why I have an issue with a lot of the stuff they have here. So I'll start with this. Again, I'll just say this real fast, and it's not gonna be too long. But Carson Wentz, we had the season we had because of Carson Wentz. Out of the top 10 of our players, he's number 9. I don't agree with that, but I'll leave it alone. Alshon Jeffrey is rated at 84. Alshon didn't really play last year. Why is he at 84? He should be at 82, 81, 82 max. Deshaun Jackson's 83. I'm not mad at it based off speed and catching ability. I mean, I probably, because he was out for the majority of the season anyway. Actually, he only played 2 games. So I think based off that, I would probably put him at 81 or 82 as well.
So question, Derrick, what is his injury rating given what
That
happened
is
last year.
interesting. Let me look at that. What is his injury rating? Do you see it, Ernst? Or Rick? I'm sorry.
No, not yet. I'm still on these Saints ratings.
This dude is God, man. Um, I'll find it for you and let you know. But Jesus, man, these ratings are just crazy. I'm sorry. Lane Johnson. Now the Eagles had PFF graded them number one. That offensive line number one for last year. If we're basing this off of last season, that's what we're doing, correct? What we saw on the field last year and what these guys are coming into this year. I don't think anyone on that line should be lower than a 91, to be completely honest. And they have Lane Johnson at 89. Darius Slay, I don't agree with 88. Dude should be sitting at a 90, 91.
81 is his injury rating, by the way.
Deshaun Jackson's.
Yes.
You know what? I'm being completely honest because he hasn't played a full season. I don't know when the last time it was. I'm honestly not too mad at that, but
Man, that's justified.
That's justified. I can't say anything about that.
That dude can't get through one. Like he has one highlight game and then he's done.
Bro, dude got thrown 2 50-yard bombs in game one. That was his highlight.
We heard of that guy.
That was his highlight last year. Yeah. So I'm not mad at that. I think Jason Kelce 94. I'm okay. I'm good with that. Fletcher Cox at 96. I'm good with that. Brandon Brooks at a 93. I probably would have put him at a 94. Zach Ertz, like I said, he should be sitting at like a 94, 93, 94. Brandon Graham, 87. I'm not liking that either. Brandon Graham should be sitting at an 89, 90. But again, I think really out of the top 10, they only got two right. Fletcher Cox and Jason Kelce. Everyone else, I think they messed up on. I'm not even looking at the rest of the team because I don't. Oh, Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders is someone that I don't think people give him that respect. But I'm starting to see a real good pattern here, though. Every time we talk about someone that is with the Eagles, and I'm sorry, I have to say this. I don't know if a lot of people are going to agree with me on this, but every time someone comes to Philadelphia, their rating just kind of like people just look at them wrong. I mean, they'll be graded as a high player if they're in college or another team, but as soon as they come into Philly, no one talks about them at all. So I think they had him at an 81, and I'm not feeling that either because dude's speed is crazy. Alone, just his speed, but I don't know, man. I think overall, like I said, Madden is trash with their ratings, and I would love if we could, as a collective, boycott Madden to make sure that they do right by these players.
Can't do it, bro.
I know we are not going to, but this is the exact reason why they're able to get away with what they get away with. It's just now. I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't know yet if I'm buying it. The only reason why I'm struggling with that is because their ratings are horrible. But I'm dying to play as the Eagles in this game. I'm dying to.
And you should be dying too, because I took a look at your wide receivers and their speed, and I've taken a look
at is crazy. Goodwin is crazy, bro.
Bro, you got Goodwin. I think 97 speed for Goodwin.
Yeah.
And you still got really good speed for Deshaun Jackson. Man, this team, like, bro, I can't be mad. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like I can't be upset. When I look at it, I'm like, yo, this they look good. They look
I
good. I want to say, um, let's go. Goodwin is 97. Deshaun Jackson is 95. Um, Watkins is 94. He's that receiver. Jalen Reagan, I mean Rager, right? Jalen Rager is even
yeah.
at a 93, right? Even your below 70 overall guys at 93 in speed. Um, John Hightower, he's at a
Yeah.
92. Everybody on this squad has legit speed,
This is gonna
right?
be a
Like
crazy team.
every
If
wide
we're
receiver
just
core.
I believe they're gonna be stupid on the field in real life, but when playing Madden, this is probably the fastest team. If I'm am I correct? Rating wise,
I will I don't know if they're the fastest team rating wise.
are they?
This may
But
be one of the
they're at
fastest
least one
receiving
up there.
cores.
Well, that's what I'm talking
Um,
about. Receiving cores. They're one of the fastest ones, right?
they may be. They're not one of the best though. So, and I think Madden has done a pretty decent job of filtering out speed and overall rating. Does that
Yes,
make sense?
yes,
And
yes,
so,
yes.
where on Madden, a guy like Michael Thomas, for me, in the way I play Madden, which may just be a me thing, but the way I played Madden back in the day, even a guy like Michael Thomas at a 99 was almost unusable because of his speed. But
Mm-hmm.
Madden has done something in terms of these special abilities, making sure that those guys, even though they lack speed, actually show up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And have a special ability that other guys just don't have.
Mm-hmm.
And a guy like Michael Thomas now is one of my favorite guys to use on Madden, and I've never had that type of love affair with a guy. Wait, pause. I've never had that type of admiration, right, for a guy like like Michael Thomas on this Madden game because of
Yeah.
what they've now done to weed out the speed wins all the time, right?
Yes. Yes.
And to kind of go with that. So I can't outright say that they have one of the best overall, right? But they do have one of the fastest. Let's look at um I want to say speed in terms of wide receivers.
And the catch rating.
Tariq Hill at 99, Henry Rugg the third at 98, right?
Mm-hmm.
Marquise Brown at 97, and then stands right after that Marquise Goodwin,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which always makes me very excited about him. But his catch is at 89, 81, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is decent. Um, but I wonder about his contested catching. And so that's kind of where I'm a little bit concerned. His change of direction rating, which is I don't know if I've seen this a lot in the past, but change of direction rating is at 89 for Goodwin.
Yeah. Is that a new one? I don't remember that one being in there.
I don't remember that one being there either. That feels different to me. Um,
That's pretty good.
it is. Let me see. Okay, catching traffic is where I'm looking for, and where things get a little dicey for me, right? Because
Uh-huh.
unless these guys like break completely open, then they could be in some trouble. And so a guy like all these fast guys like Marquise Goodwin,
Mm-hmm.
Marquise Brown Hollywood, right, and
Mm-hmm.
Henry Ruggs are in that 79, 77 range,
Mm-hmm.
right, where some of your best receivers like Tariq Hill, um, let's look at this. Um, Catching traffic, because catching traffic means a lot, right? So
Yes.
guys like DeAndre Hopkins, Michael Thomas, Michael Evans, Julio Jones, Kenny Galladay, those guys are way above in that catching traffic area. And
Yes.
on these Maddens, that really comes into play because they don't allow a ton of separation, right? Like you don't see a ton of
Right.
separation unless
Right.
like somebody just completely blows the defense.
Mm-hmm.
And so normally you're in a contested catch situation. So
Mm-hmm.
even at that ridiculous amount of speed, you still don't have guys making those catches, which actually at the end of the day really makes you
Messes
upset
you
if
up.
you're playing Madden.
Yeah.
Right, it does. And so that's where you see separation for guys like Hopkins, Thomas, Evans, even Devontae Adams, who's at I think at this point a 94 there, AJ Green still. Um, and maybe that's what bumps up a Rob Gronkowski a little bit. So a little bit. right? Because even Rob Gronkowski is at a 93 in catching traffic ratings, and
Mm-hmm.
at his slowest, he still can catch well in traffic.
Oh yeah, he definitely can. Yeah, I just don't think it just gives him the top three. That doesn't make sense to me. I
He's not a top three. He's not. Well, look, honestly, we gonna see, bro. We gonna see.
see now. You know what?
He's dropped a ton of weight.
He has, but and this is why I was going to say the same thing about some of the receivers with Philly, because the quarterback has so many weapons around them. I think you're going to be able to see that separation be something that's utilized more. Because some guys are going to be able to get loose, like Deshaun, like Goodwin. They're going to be able to get out of that real fast. That might be the thing that happens with Gronk, because Brady has a lot of weapons to throw to. You know what I'm saying? So I could see how that could open that field up a little bit and give him that a higher rating, but not a 95. I'm sorry. I'll die on that hill. I don't see how he gets a 95. He doesn't. To me, he doesn't deserve anything over a 90.
Look, I'm even okay. Golly, I'm not putting it back out. But you got Cam Newton. You got Cam Newton.
Oh, what did they have Cam at?
I mean, they gave Cam at 78, right? But Cam
Right.
Newton since 2015, these are his throwing totals, right? 3,509, 3,000 in 2017, 3,302, in 2018, 3,395. Now, granted, he hasn't been stellar in those years. Like, he hasn't been stellar, but he's been pretty decent with ratings. So in 2015, he had an overall rating of 99.4, right? In 2016, right, that's when he suffered like a big drop to 75.8. But in 2018, 94.2, right? Looking at QB rating. And so, man, just looking at these guys overall.
And I think that was the year he had got McCaffrey, right? 18?
Did McCaffrey come in 18?
Yeah, because McCaffrey's only in his second year.
Going his third.
So, yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah.
Oh, let me see. I don't know if let's see.
Because that would make sense for his QBR to go up like that.
Yeah, because then you have that guy to drop off too.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that's criminal. I think we all understand.
Yeah.
78. I think. And
where do you see them adjusting him? Because I seriously think there's going to be a lot of guys that get adjusted over the course of the season.
They are going to have to adjust him, right?
Because of who he has on that team with him. Where do you see he's at a 78 right now? Where do you see him going up, just based off of who they have on the team?
Because they'll have to make the adjustment.
They have to. I think they're gonna have to make an adjustment on him week 1.
I mean, you know what I'm hearing?
What?
I'm hearing Stidham might be the guy.
Almost
to
definitely.
Start the year. I'm hearing Stidham might be the guy. I'm hearing Stidham might be the guy. Not who did I hear this from? I think I was hearing this from guys on
ESPN.
No, it was guys who was I talking to, man? It was guys who live there and are on or listen to the radio stations there.
Oh yeah, right? yeah. Okay.
And they were telling me, it's actually one of our new writers. I don't know if he lives there. He was listening to the radio stations though, and told me that that's been the buzz. The buzz overall has been that he might be the guy, right? Stidham might be the guy at least going into the year. Whereas Cam would have to. I know people thinking that he'd have to beat him out, but they're saying that he might not beat him out, and he might be the guy. So
I don't see how that happens, man. You don't get Cam Newton on your team, and I know we've been talking about Cam the last couple of weeks, but this doesn't make any sense. You don't get Cam on your team and bench him for Stidham. That doesn't make sense.
Way, did you hear the deal? Like the overall deal is at the end of the day, he's gonna get. I think they can get. They just lost a third round pick because of filming the Bengals,
Mm-hmm.
right? Well,
Mm-hmm.
they were filming the Bengals, right? So, doing that, they lost a third round pick. But if they lose Cam Newton in any way, they can actually recoup that pick.
All right. He's coming to
So,
Atlanta next year, bro.
so, so, so signing Cam Newton, could have been more so than lack of faith in Stidham. It could be just another smart move by Bill Belichick. So as we look at Cam Newton, this is what I think could get adjusted. Right now, his carry rating is at 70, right, which will put him in a situation where if he gets hit, he'll fumble a lot. I think that gets adjusted. His
Yeah, that's good.
throwing power, his throwing power is at a 91, and actually, I don't know if they have the horses on their team in order for him to get that bumped up. I mean, unless he starts to really fall in love with, actually no, unless N'Keal Harry shows us some burst of speed, right? I don't know if the guys exist on that team wide receiver wise for him to show us something different there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else is like really down and could go up. All right. So, and it's gonna be tough for this to go up, bro. It's really the problem is really this. It's throwing accuracy deep. That rating is at a 78.
Okay.
And in that rating, I don't know where that goes up.
Okay.
Right? I don't know how much that goes up because he doesn't have that guy. But if he falls in love with Edelman, that short accuracy goes up, right? At least from 86 to at least about 90. The mid accuracy could go up as well, depending on how well his wide receivers work that middle. His deep accuracy, I don't see him actually showing that.
Yeah,
I don't see him actually getting a chance to show that as much.
I think Harry is gonna go off this year.
N'Keal?
Yeah,
because
he's coming off injury, right?
Yeah. But he's also coming off just another poor season.
Well, that was his rookie year, right? Was his rookie year?
Yeah, he was a rookie.
Yeah, it's just a poor season for him.
Yeah, he's got something to prove.
And I think another thing that can go for Cam though is awareness.
Okay.
Awareness. I think his awareness could go up. Right now it's at 81. If he shows, if Cam Newton, remember the system. We talked about the system before.
Right.
And remember the system. The overall system has been beautiful for quarterbacks.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
It's been great for quarterbacks. If Cam Newton can go in there and really learn the system and work the system and really show, right, that he can really master the system within, a few months in his COVID situation, then that awareness bump has to increase.
Yeah. Right?
And we know he's a student of the game. You remember that situation where he's sitting there talking to, I think it was, who was that, man? Was it Clay? Was it Clay he was talking to?
I don't think it was Clay. I don't think that was Clay.
Was it AJ Hawk? Like it was somebody
Probably
in Green Bay,
was.
right?
Yeah,
and
it was Green Bay. Yeah,
and he's like watch out for the wheel route. Watch out for the wheel route. And he's like, oh, you watch film, right? And he's like, yeah. He said, oh, well, watch this. And then they score a touchdown.
Yeah.
That showed me his mastery of that offense at the time. Yes. And I think if he learns that he really masters this New England offense, he's gonna look extremely aware. And that awareness has to take a jump. And honestly, awareness more so than anything else. Well, awareness, in coupled with other few things, really control that Madden rating. And I can see him taking a bump up. He'll be over, if he plays and starts, if the season actually happens and he plays and starts, he'll be over 80 by week 3.
Okay.
Right.
I can see that.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have so quickly have come to such a short time. And it's amazing how time fast it flies. It really does fly. But alas, it is that time of the episode where these two gentlemen, as they've been battling it out so very, very well, it's up to you guys to decide who the winner is because we already know which one of them is going to go with which one. So you guys have to decide who won today's Madden battle. But that being said, fellas, it's
Well,
time
because
for
I threw the
Final
race
Feud.
card and took it back 3 times. I think I might take the L today.
Oh, he might take the L. You heard it here first, people.
Hey, man.
I don't know now.
That's probably the first time that's happened. Just like
I
it was
threw
the first
3
time
race
that
cards and took them all back.
just like it was the first time that I won fantasy basketball. You know.
Oh, well, you see.
No. I'm sorry. Second. That was the second one. It was my first time getting stopped by COVID. That's right.
You see what we're
I'm
doing
sorry.
there?
Because Miles Austin came second to me a couple years ago.
Uh-oh. Come on now. Nice COVID image, by the way.
Yeah.
But that being said. No.
I want my ring. I want my ring next year.
All right, fellas. That being said, you see, we gotta get it ready. Get it ready, people.
Yes,
get
sir.
the ring ready. So, fellas, go ahead and give your final fuel and let these people know where they can find you.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, bro.
Oh, okay. Hey, look, man, I'm geeked about all the stuff that's going on with OTS, yo. So if you haven't seen it, the Godfather interview, man, like, yo, shout out to Dwayne Dickey. I see you, bro. I see you doing your thing, man. I love what's going on with Life's a Botch, bro. That joint is ridiculous. I love what's happening with OTS, yo. So honestly, I'm bigging up that today. That's kind of where I'm going with it. Though, like, we had this conversation, me and Dwayne Dickey, a little while ago. He was like, yo, man, I saw you get somebody on your podcast. I think it was somebody who wrote about the wrestling thing. And I said, yeah, man, all you got to do, like, most of the time is figure out your layers, right? Go after high guys, go after midway guys, go after low guys, right? And he's been plugging big guy after big guy after big guy and doing it consistently, yo. Awesome job. I'm so incredibly proud of your podcast, bro, and what you're doing right now. I know it should be growing. Sponsorship should be coming, right? Like, people don't get a chance to pull what you pulled. And I saw the Crime Time shouted you out. That was ridiculous, right? I saw that as well. Man, the work that's being done at Life's a Botch is ridiculous, man. And so just to let you know, and I'm going to use my final few to say, we see you. We appreciate you. We love what you're doing, my brother. Keep doing your thing. And look, hey, the innovator, Derrick Myers, bro, we appreciate you. Just as a community, right? We appreciate you. We love what you're doing as well, man. So that's my final few today, and that's what I'm promoting.
Yes, sir. Well, I'll do the same thing. You got to tell
them where they can find you, too. Yeah, make sure you tell them where they can find you.
You can find me at Life's a Botch on OTS. On OTS, that's where you can find me this week. Next week, I'll tell you somewhere else to find me. But right now, you need to find me on Life's a Botch podcast, and you need to look it up on all your platforms.
Yes, sir.
There
yes,
it
sir.
is. Whoop, there it is.
Yes, sir. Actually, you do have you been on the show yet? Have you been on Life's a Botch? Yeah.
No, I haven't been on Life's a Botch. But there's a reason for that, right? Because I like wrestling, but I don't love it. Like, yo, I'm gonna tell you something.
Come on
the thing that really impressed me about that Godfather interview a lot was when the Godfather starts bringing up old factions, right? He brings up old factions. And if he would have if that would have been me and him, he would have been like, oh, you remember how this started, right? I'd have been like, no, sir. Explain. But not Dwayne Dickey. You feel me? Highlight. Look, he said, of course I remember that. And look, people don't remember DX. DX started off like this. And I was like, my man, where did you get that information from? Right? Did you have your internet pulled up? Because on my internet, it's not there.
He studies film, bro.
I would have been so stumped. And that impressed me so much. I was like, yo, that is incredible. You feel me? Because that level of knowledge is true super fandom. You feel me? Like, I know this like you know it. And I have never laced up. He's never laced up. You feel me? You were there. You were there, Godfather. I was not there, but I'm going to run with you. We're going to do this thing together right now. And that level of expertise, bro, is for me, phenomenal, impressive. And when I look at it, I'm blown away.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What an honor, bro. What an honor. I salute my man. That
Yeah. Salute you, bro.
It's hard,
That was
brother.
incredible.
Yes, sir.
Well, Mr.
Well,
Myers, you're up, brother. It's your turn. Final fuel, sir.
yes,
What
sir.
you got?
Yes, sir. Well, I'm a big up MTMV. Because of MTMV, I don't even talk about MTV the same way. I keep saying MTMV.
Let that be known.
Every time I think, I'm like, yeah, Nick Cannon is no longer on. He's never with Viacom, so that means MTMV is included. No, it's not.
Come on over, Nick Cannon. Come on over to MTMV. They'll welcome you.
Bro.
It's one extra letter.
Real
That's all
talk.
you need.
Bring that Wildin' Out crew too.
Right.
Yeah, bring them on.
Man.
And bring them same TV standards. Don't curse them.
No, man.
Stop calling the people savages now. We need that money as well.
Oh, debate fuel, buddy. How we doing?
But I will say, I am really MTMV is that what you guys have going on over there at MTMV is one of the most impressive things that I've seen as well, because of the fact that you have so many people doing so many things at the same time. And I am still pissed off that you have Huddle Up as an, because that title A1.
Thank you, bro.
A1. That makes too much sense. So you guys have pushed us a lot on a lot of stuff. So you taught me how to do this whole thing with Zoom. So I want to say I appreciate you for everything you've done for us with OTS to bring us up to another level. So I definitely appreciate that, and salute you guys for what MTMV is doing, because we're all one family. It's something that I think, and with people don't really know behind the scenes, we were doing Debate Fuel a few years ago, and we were doing it under a different umbrella with Trackstars. And I think that this show actually propelled us to do what we're doing right now. It honestly did. People saw how we broke the show up. Well, I broke the show up. I'm sorry. I broke the show up. But what
I play my part.
but what we did coming out of that to rise from the ashes to bring up two powerhouses and then combine them to bring this show back, I think speaks to our ability to understand content and be able to push it out at an elite level. And I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't see anyone outdoing us. I've told this to the team already. I don't see how anyone can outdo MTMV and OTS. I really don't. The way I see things going, we pushing it. I'm letting it known because I said this on Twitter, and I want my words to live. MTMV and OTS gonna be bigger than ESPN. We're gonna be bigger than Fox. We're gonna be bigger than FS1. We're gonna be bigger than Bleacher Report. We're gonna be bigger than CNN. We coming for all you. We're coming for all those heads and not apologizing. So
or to work in partnership as well.
We can work. But this is the thing. We're gonna be king of the hill. That's the way I'm saying it. Not to say
Speak it, brother.
It ain't saying that we don't want to work with anybody. We definitely want to work with people. But I'm gonna be completely honest. The way I see it, coming for the throats. And there's no stopping. There's no stopping us. So if you listen to Debate Fuel, I'm pretty sure some of you might not know what MTMV is, or you might not know what OTS is. But I guarantee in the next few years, it's going to be a household name. It's going to be a household name. Both will be a household name. So you might as well get used to not saying MTV. You might as well not get. You might as well get used to it because it
Yo,
ain't
you know what's
happening.
funny is life? I ain't gonna even lie to you, bro. I never at any point thought about MTV as I was creating MTMV.
I know you
Does
didn't.
that make sense?
I know you didn't because I remember when we had this conversation about you doing this, about you launching MTMV. When we were at the JBA game, and for a lot of you that might not remember what that is, that's
Oh, that sucked. Yeah,
Lamar,
that's your boy.
Lamar Ball. Lonzo, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's Lonzo.
Lonzo Ball.
What's his name? LeVar Ball.
I said Lamar. I'm sorry.
That's his league.
Different black guy. But LeVar Ball's league, JBA. We went to one of his games down here in Atlanta when it was at Gwinnett, and you told me the vision that you have for MTMV. Now, I'll be honest, when you said MTMV, I thought MTV because I think I had just watched the show that day off MTV. But that was the same thing. Like once you told me what it stood for, like my team, my voice, how that goes, I said, man, that was brilliant. That was genius to do it like that because you can do so much. You can branch. It's not one sport. You could go into you're in football, basketball. You can go into hockey. You can do anything. Rugby. It branches off into so many things. It gives you so many opportunities to do everything. The thing about that is no one could put you in a box, and that's why I was geeked when you said that, and I was like, yeah, you have to make it a business. It's not. There's no other way it should go. That's how it goes. So. Yeah, if you're listening to this, if you're still listening to this and it's end credits and you're still sticking with us, thank you. Rock with you. But I want you to know this is a proclamation of what's about to come. So don't be surprised when you see these two companies bashing heads.
That's real talk, man.
Come on now.
That's real talk.
That's real talk. That's real talk.
Hey, thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Very humble, man.
Yes, sir.
Listen,
yes, sir.
And you know what? With all of the energy in the air right now, I'm going to even give a final feel today. And I'm just going to tell everybody right now. I'm just going to tell everybody. Man, I would like to shout out, as Derrick mentioned, I would like to shout out Track Stars for allowing guys like these two gentlemen to have a platform, for them to create platforms, and then the fact that this very show was birthed within that umbrella, and then how it as it dismantled, and like you said, it rised from a phoenix in the ashes. It brought two powerhouse companies that are doing great things, competitively pushing each other in the right direction. The new generation of the new Fox and the new ESPN, you know what I'm saying? It's doing so many wonders, and I just want to shout out, because everything starts from somewhere, and you definitely always want to salute everything's humble beginnings. I think about the fact of being a fan of this show and being one of the listeners like you guys are right now as you listen. I was one of you, trust me, listening to these guys and saying, man, what personalities these guys are. They have something here. What this is really big right now. And then to find out, like, oh, it's no longer happening. Like, oh, my heart is broken. But then to see this show make its return and be back and to be able to be a host, I want to shout out the original host of this very show and just say, hey, salute to you, sir, because you also made this show what it is, and I'm just honored to be able to carry it and take that mantle as well and elevate it even more, man. So we thank the people of Track Stars. We thank the listeners. We thank everybody. We salute OTS. We salute MTMV Sports. You are going to see so much more from us, guys. So continue to listen. Subscribe. Check us out. Check out all the content on MTMV Sports. Check out all the content on OTS. And man, listen, you're not going to be sorry because this is content, and we're going to continue to bring you content after content after content, giving you factual news right on the spot, right on the money, as soon as it's fresh off the presses. So, that being said,
yes, sir.
I'm Dwayne Dickey. This is Ric Sincere. That's Derrick Myers. And, well, the debate is now over. You guys
Yo, can we give them next week? Like, can we talk about the running backs? Because we said we was gonna talk running backs and wide receivers.
Oh,
and,
we didn't talk running backs, wide receivers. We didn't talk
did.
pass
we didn't
rushers that well.
Yeah, we didn't get into tight ends either. So
Yeah.
so
we can definitely give them a
make
part
sure we
two.
fulfill that promise, y'all.
Yeah,
For sure.
we definitely
For
didn't
sure.
get into cornerbacks that much. The only thing I covered was Darius Slay. So
For sure. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening and you fought with us to the end, don't worry. Part 2 to the Madden ratings will be coming next week. So, in the meantime, guys, you guys have a full tank, and we will see you next week.